This is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. After months of legal battles, residents of Li'l Abner Mobile Home Park are packing up. Police and locksmith were spotted in the mobile home community as residents loaded their cars. CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones spoke to people who lived there.
For more than a year now, we have been talking about the efforts to move the hundreds of families that live here at Li'l Abner Mobile Home Park. And as you can see, it looks a lot different than it did a year ago. Right now, you can see the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Department, their mobile operation centers here. This is what they've been using to go door to door as officers move those out who still remain here at the mobile home park. Today is the final day. These residents must go. And right now, it's really unclear where they will go. Over the last year, though, they have been offered the opportunity to get a buyout of up to $14,000 to leave. Originally, there were 900 families that lived here along Northwest 12th Avenue where this mobile home park is located. And at last check, there were more than 200 families that refused to move. At this time, we're working to learn exactly how many people are being moved out today. But the city of Sweetwater did say they helped residents move to affordable housing at South Point Vista. However, that location is now full. There's no more room there. But as for the plans here at Li'l Abner, developers do plan to build affordable housing units, but residents say they can do that anywhere.
No debería pasar estas cosas.
America is a huge place. There's a lot of land. They don't need to do that here. They should help the lower and middle class. And I spoke to attorney David Winker, who represents some of the residents here at Li'l Abner. He says the appeals process continues, and he stands firm in his belief that these residents weren't given the proper opportunity to stay in their homes. We'll continue to monitor the operations out here and bring you the very latest beginning at 5. In Sweetwater, I'm Chelsea Jones, CBS News, Miami.
Always tracking, always alerting. This is Next Weather.
Nice start to a new week, but we could get some rain.
Yeah, a couple of showers, particularly as we head through the next couple of hours, Nasha, but we'll track, I think, a little bit less coverage as we head through tomorrow. Right now, picking up on a good storm, but that's in the Everglades right now, northwest of Sawgrass. That continues headed off towards the west. This shower, though, is continuing to move west, just like the rest of them, and so this will be impacting with Lauderdale by the Sea as we head over the next, I'd say, 10 to 20 minutes. This will continue kind of pushing towards the west, out towards Wilton Manors, and out towards Chase Stadium. Nothing torrential, not looking at any severe weather, but this little pocket of heavy weather as well, just right along the turnpike west of Chrome. This also headed off towards the west, and then another shower moving in. It's that easterly wind that's bringing us showers, and this will be over Key Biscayne. If you're watching us from there, about, I'd say, 10-15 minutes, and then this will continue headed off towards places like UM and Coral Gables. Model's not doing well at all depicting the current situation here, but in general, the flow will continue to push these showers over towards the west, and we'll be done as we head, I think, towards 7-8 o'clock with any leftover lingering showers beginning to wane as well, with temperatures holding into the lower 80s. Notice the humidity is up a little bit. That's going to be with us for the next few days. Let's fast forward heading into tomorrow on Tuesday. Be able to see again this fast flow here, which is a good thing because once the showers and even some thunderstorms start developing in the afternoon and into the midday, it'll be mainly across inlet areas, and then this will quickly move off towards the west. I'm keeping rain chances at 20% because of that. So there's a lot of coverage, but a lot of that is going to be over towards the Everglades and out towards the southwestern part of the peninsula. Looking pretty good as far as beach day for tomorrow. The rip current threat is done. We're on the low side of things. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. No alerts for the Atlantic waters or the Florida Keys. So we're looking pretty good as that goes. Let's check in on the tropics as we have, of course, this new system. I think we're going to be dealing with Tropical Storm Melissa very shortly here. It's got a 90% chance of developing, basically just semantics at this point. It will develop. This is the feature here. Now, the steering currents are going to get quite complicated here, but what we're thinking now, and what we weren't last week, is that this will become a stronger storm, and so it has a better chance of getting pulled up by the jet stream. That's not good for the Caribbean. It's better for Central America. Watch the clock as well as I put this in motion, be able to see that we're talking about this weekend and early next week. This will be the key here. This is when the upper level winds start interacting with it, because I think we'll have a stronger system, and that will allow it to get pulled up to the north. So watch what happens as we put this in motion. There's that big turn to the north. Jamaica has to watch this for next week. Cuba has to watch it. The Bahamas have to watch it. Now we're dealing with a tropical storm hurricane, Melissa, over the Bahamas sometime through the middle part of next week. This is the European run. The GFS, the U.S. model, is coming in line with that, and then eventually the winds do shift this off towards the northeast. We'll talk plenty of it, and there'll be some changes here, but the thinking right now is that with this stronger storm, the chances of it becoming a hurricane have increased, along with it pushing north and then east. For us, we are just looking at a benign weather pattern here. Rain chances only at around 20% for those daily showers that come in on that easterly breeze. Naja?
Right, not a bad 7 days for us ahead. Thank you so much, Ivan. Hurricane season runs through November 30th, and the Next Weather team is making sure that you are prepared. Scan the QR code and find all the tools you need to help you get ready. You can also find our 1-hour hurricane special. It has important information for you and your family. Just go to cbsmiami.com. Now at 4, the FBI is investigating a suspicious stand in a tree. It gives a direct view of where Air Force One lands at West Palm International Airport. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner spoke with investigators who are trying to figure out when and who put it there.
One former FBI special agent said it's important not to jump to conclusions and explained how the FBI will go about investigating this case. Before President Trump's scheduled landing at Palm Beach International Airport, the Secret Service discovered this, what appears to be a hunting stand in a tree with direct line of sight to Air Force One.
Because of the past history against candidate Trump and President Trump, there's obviously a heightened level of concern for anything suspicious or unusual. So finding a hunting stand within viewpoint of the local airport on the east coast of Florida is concerning.
Richard Kolko is a retired naval intelligence officer and FBI special agent.
So they're going to have to do all this kind of work here to see if there was a legitimate reason for this hunting stand there. Was it a photographer's hideout somewhere where they wanted to film Air Force One? There's a big group of what's called plane spotters in America that just like to go watch airplanes come and go at airports.
The hunting stand had a direct line of sight to a portion of the airport that had been under construction for the last year, sources told CBS News, indicating the stand had been there for a while. Once construction ended and Air Force One began using the portion of the airport again, the Secret Service discovered it right away in their initial sweeps. On Sunday, FBI Director Kash Patel said the FBI is flying in resources to collect evidence from the scene and deploy cell phone analytics capabilities.
FBI has the capabilities to determine what cell phones are in what areas, basically pinging off certain towers. So what they'll do here is they'll go back in time, match that with any visits of Air Force One and the president to the airport, and see if there's a similarity, if the same type of cell phone or the same cell phone was pinging from that area. That would provide leads.
Where they found the stand in the tree, it's actually less than a mile away from Trump's golf course, where there was an assassination attempt through the tree line just last year. In Miramar, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
And turning to the Trump presidency, in the wake of U.S. boat strikes, President Donald Trump has threatened to slap tariffs on Colombia and cut off all aid to the country. Many Colombians that live right here in South Florida are concerned. CBS News Miami's Steve Majuri spoke with a cafe owner who says most of her menu items are from Colombia.
Even the threat of tariffs has a local cafe owner worried about prices going up. So she tells me she may just stock up on products before these tariffs kick in. And all of this could be the result of two presidents fighting on social media. Barista cafe owner Lina Bula says most of her menu is Colombian cuisine and drinks. And she says about half of her products are shipped directly from Colombia. Now she's worried prices on these products may go up after President Trump threatened to slap tariffs on Colombian imports and to cut aid for the South American nation amid tensions between the two countries. She's worried that she may have to pass higher costs on to the consumer.
But not all the customers are from Colombia. Some customers from Colombia understand the conflict, but others that are not, I'm worried that maybe we can lose them because of this increase.
Trump called Colombian President Gustavo Petro an illegal drug dealer.
They make drugs. They refine drugs. They make cocaine. They have cocaine factories. They have no fight against drugs. And I'm stopping all payments to Colombia.
President Petro has accused the U.S. government of committing murder on social media, alleging a missile strike in September killed a fisherman. Back here in South Florida, Ula says she may just stock up on her products before costs go up, but she may not have room for it in this thin little eatery in the Gables.
In my case, this is a small place. I'll have to rent a storage to keep more produce at this price that they are now.
This is not the first time that President Trump has threatened slapping tariffs on Colombia. He has not said yet how much these tariffs could be. In Coral Gables, Steve Majiri, CBS News, Miami.
Pembroke Pines police say they have made an arrest linked to a double shooting. According to investigators, 2 men were outside Ricky's Sports Bar and Grill when they were shot. This happened around 4 in the morning on Saturday. One of the victims died. The other is in the hospital and is expected to recover. Police have yet to release any details on the person arrested, the victims, or the circumstances of the shooting. Now to the Israel-Hamas peace plan. Israel says the ceasefire with Hamas is back on after putting it on hold over the weekend. The airstrikes in Gaza killed dozens of Palestinians. Israel says it was in response to an attack on Israeli forces that killed 2 soldiers. President Trump's special envoy to the Middle East arrived back in Israel today. It's to try to hold together the fragile ceasefire. When we come back, the massive Amazon outage that almost broke the internet. What caused it? And the answer to the big question, is it fixed? That's next.
The fear of breast cancer. It has many South Florida women taking matters into their own hands with genetic testing.
I wanted to, save my life.
How does it work? And could it be a lifesaver for someone you love? Tonight at 5:30.
Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. An Amazon Web Service outage is impacting online services worldwide. Services affected include Venmo, Snapchat, Facebook, Prime Video, and Amazon's cloud computing, just to name a few. Some airlines, including Delta and United, reported disruptions for some of their systems. Even Amazon's own systems weren't immune. Experts say the internet's core address books temporarily lost track of where critical servers lived. The fix is still a work in progress. In today's Health Watch, a University of Florida study finds people with advanced lung or skin cancer who got the COVID-19 vaccine lived much longer than people who didn't. A study found cancer patients who got the COVID vaccine within 100 days of starting medication saw their survival rates nearly double. It's believed the vaccine may wake up the immune system against cancer as well. And that's your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a great day.